Hi, Run Your Story family. This is Allison Gaillard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. And what a unique take on Run Your Story for this week as we sit down with Laurel Flowers, who's a board member for the Women's Resource Center. And she shares her passion for the WRC and what they do for our community, but also This Is Life 5K. And she does this event with her family. And I absolutely think that's the coolest thing. And just the passion in her voice and the passion that I personally know with Marty and the rest of the Women's Resource Center. They do a phenomenal job, not only making our families stronger and better, but helping our students make good decisions about the future. And so to learn more about the Women's Resource Center, I definitely encourage you guys to go check them out at WRC Mobile. But also you can register there for the This Is Life 5K, which will be September 28th. Yay, super excited. We will be there. And also just to learn more about them or to be encouraged or to learn what they're doing within our community. I think that especially when there's multiple events going on a weekend, we're so thankful that we have such a great running community and we have so many running events that it's important to know the why behind different running events. And then sometimes, unfortunately, you have to choose, or you may be like, I was going to go out of town and run this, but here's this local run, just to see where your money's going. I think that is crucial, especially in our family where there's 4 of us to register, so it can add up rather quickly. So we wanted to sit down and just take this opportunity to get to know the Women's Resource Center, to get to know their heart and their mission and their mindset, but also to learn more about This Is Life 5K. So get ready, get set, and go run with Laurel Flowers and the Women's Resource Center. So this is going to be a little different podcast story. Very exciting because we have teamed up with the Women's Resource Center, This Is Life Run, which we're really excited about. We were there last year. It's a great run.
It is.
And so thank you, Laura, for taking time to come and talk about this run, why it's important to you, and why our community should come out and support it. So let's talk about this 5K because it's coming up September 28th. That's exciting.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. But let's talk about, because you've mentioned you're in a very unique season, and that is you're a mom of littles. And so what does that mean for you running in this race?
Yeah, it makes it very difficult to do extra runs here and there. I have a 4-month-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm up at all hours of the night with the 4-month-old. We are not sleeping through the night yet. So, in fact, I was up 3 times last night because we're teething. So it's been fun, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I have the best little boys and I love them so much and I want them to be my priority. So it's been hard to try to find time to work on the working out side of things. And so the way I've done it, my routines when it comes to that and with running, it involves them being involved and they're there and they love it. They love getting outside and getting out and being in the sun. And so this time last year, whenever the race happened, I brought my newly 2-year-old. He had just turned 2. His birthday's in September. So he went with me and did the fun run. And he just had a blast walking alongside me. They have all the things at the race, all the food and the snacks. So he's seeing everything, all the donuts and the bananas. And so he's going after all of it. And the setup is really fun. They have several vendors. So we did the race and he loved it, just went off. They have cheerleaders everywhere all along the route.
That's right, yeah.
And we came up to the turning point for the fun run, and there were ladies there blowing bubbles. And so we had a bubble break.
That's super important.
It was. But it was so cute. He paused, he's catching the bubbles, and then he's off again. So this season of my life, it's just anything that I can do to incorporate them in that is what I have to do. There's not a whole lot of alone time in the Flowers household right now. But he ran all the way back, and there's a picture of him with both of his arms straight up in the air, where it's like he just went through the red tape or the finish line tape, like he just won the race. And we just have the cutest little memories and pictures from that.
I love
but
that.
That's what you got to do as a new mom with littles.
Yeah.
Anything that you could do to get them out and about. And it's just really a family-oriented, family-friendly event. my sister, my mom, we had all kinds, and then now a 4-month-old will be there this year.
Oh, that's exciting.
So, yes.
Yay. So why is this 5K fun run? Why is it so important to you and your household?
Yes. I'm on the board for the Women's Resource Center. The mission is very important to me, and I'm sure we'll dig into that. But this race is about financially supporting them, but it's also just a way to let the community know about the resources that are available to them, the network, the community that's available, and for the awareness aspect of it too. So it's important because the mission of the Women's Resource Center is important to me, and we're trying to raise funds, we're trying to raise awareness. In one of our board meetings, Marty Carell, the CEO, she had mentioned marketing and that side of things. You don't really think about that as a nonprofit, but she had mentioned how sad it would be if we couldn't reach someone that needed our services because they just didn't know that we existed and they didn't know about us, and how important that really is. Because we want to love on these women. We want to provide resources for them to be able to keep their pregnancies if they're in a crisis pregnancy. But it's so much more than just a crisis pregnancy center. The outreach over the last few years under the direction of Marty Carell, she's expanded into the schools and being there for teens, but long before they ever find themselves in a situation, and maybe they don't ever find themselves in a situation like that, but about healthy relationships, education. Now there's just so much out there with social media and what other people want our children to be. For us to be able to give them a message, you're valued, empower them to make good decisions, and hopefully they thrive from that. Empowered, valued, thrived is their mission statement.
I love that. Oh my goodness, so good. And I will say this, it's something that you touched on about community. And in the running world, we know how important community really is. One is for accountability. The others, some days you're just like, I'm just having a bad day. And you have that support that comes alongside you.
Exactly.
And so you guys, what you're demonstrating at the Women's Resource Center is very much what we as runners are, and that is community. And so to be there to walk alongside one another through whatever it is, I think is crucial.
That is so true. I hadn't thought about the cross, but that's so true. And we just want to be able to do life with these women. It's not about judgment and shame at all. We want them to feel loved and empowered and have someone standing and walking with them and being there. As a mom myself, it's so difficult when I'm getting such little hours of sleep. You've got the 2-year-old pulling on you. Everybody needs something. Your husband needs something, and then the laundry. Everybody's spitting up and pooping on everything. So it's hard to just be by yourself. I don't know, if I did not have the community that I had, my mental state would be struggling. But thank God for the people that do life with me and help me.
Yeah. And one of the things that I really love about runners and at the Women's Resource Center, This Is Life 5K, is that there's moms in strollers and they pass me. And I love that. I mean, there's part of me that's like, I should be faster, but I'm always like, you go, mom.
Right.
Like, or the dad. They're dads too. But I love that. I love seeing parents run with their kids, because so many kids that I've talked to, and as adults, that's a memory that they have, just like with your boys. That's a memory that they're going to have of, I ran that with my mom. And so we don't realize how important that is, not only physically, but also that's an emotional memory of running the race with your parents. I think it's incredible, and I'm like, bring all the kids.
Yes. And then completing the race too.
Yes.
Just going through. I have a 10-year-old daughter. She was 10 last year when she ran the race. So she's 11 this year, and she came through, and you'd have thought that she had just hiked Mount Everest when she came through with my niece. She did the whole run with my sister and my niece. That was not going to happen with me.
Yeah.
But the fun run, it's about having fun, getting out and trying to support the mission. But she did the whole thing, and she comes back through. And like I said, the cheerleaders at the very end of the finish line are really hyping you up. And she just thought she had hiked Mount Everest and come down and went through. They're just yelling and cheering, and then they just laid their body out on the grass. she was done.
I will say that run is very much a hilly run
Yes.
for the 5Ks. So,
But to feel accomplished, you feel
100%.
when you're done with something like that, you feel like you've really done something. That's good. I want to celebrate with her. And she did do something. That was a big deal because
It's
she
huge.
didn't have any kind of training ahead of time. It was just her getting her 10-year-old energy out.
That's awesome. So also what's really cool about this is, as you mentioned, the food. There's a great after party. You guys really know how to throw a party at the park. It's so much fun. And the food vendors that you talked about, I was really excited about the coffee that was there last year at the coffee shop. That was so nice. And then the raffles that you guys give out, it really is just such a fun come together, just relaxing. And the park is such a cool place for that venue.
It is. That's something that struck me, how many people came along. There was so many door prizes and how many people came and donated these different auction items and door prize items. Well, there wasn't a silent auction. It was all door prize items. But my daughter that I just mentioned, she actually won one.
Oh, nice.
And she was so excited.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, some type of food that she didn't eat, it did not matter. She was so excited.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because then that means I got to eat it.
Ah!
But she won. And
Great,
I thought that was great. Just the community partnership that's coming to support the Women's Resource Center was great. And we appreciated those businesses.
What made you decide that you wanted to be on board with the Women's Resource Center?
I was in college when they had a Saraland office, campus, I don't know. But I got involved in college and I wanted to participate. I believed in their mission. I'd heard about it through our church. They did a baby bottle campaign through our church. I think a lot of churches do that. But I decided, hey, let me go check it out. And so whenever I went there, they were all excited for volunteers. We still, to this day, we need volunteers. And they spent 2 months training me on just educating me, because you don't want a counselor in these rooms with these women if they aren't really vetted, and we're very protective of the women that come in those doors. So, I mean, I spent a couple months just with them educating me on scripture and health, going through the different processes. So that's where my role started out. I was in the counseling rooms and doing the pregnancy tests. Back then, I think we actually handled the tests. Now we certified people that do. It's come a long way.
Yeah,
the story, the beginnings, the story from where it started.
Sure.
It's come a long way. And that was probably 15 years ago. So I started out there, and then I left and went to Nashville for a couple of years, came back and started getting involved in the community once I opened my State Farm agency. And through that, I ran back into Marty Carell, and she saw me, and we talked about days of old. And she's like, wait a minute. We can get we can get a volunteer back. So she brought me back into the fold. And so it's been history ever since.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh, thank you for what you do. That's incredible and very appreciative, because like you said, you guys go into the schools, and not only are you helping the moms where they're at, but you're walking with the families, especially when you have so many voices coming at you telling you what you should do and decisions you should make and who you should become. You guys are there to say, hey, let's clear out the voices. Let's look at everything from every angle, and we're going to walk with you through that. And I think that's, again, such a great community aspect.
Yeah. And sometimes the decisions are already made before coming to us. And I think there's a grieving process a lot of times that comes from those. So sometimes they just need someone to love on them too. There's a lot that the ladies in the centers do. Now, as a board member, I'm not in the day-to-day, and we have to just constantly be praying over the people that are in the day-to-day, because it's so hard. In a lot of cases, they're very young women that they're coming alongside. So it's got to be so hard whenever you love these kids like your daughter, and you just want them to feel that, and they have to walk back home and go into maybe a hard situation, and you can't take them out of it. But the women that are actually day to day in our centers, we got to cover them with prayer all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about State Farm and being a part of the Saraland business. How have you seen, again, community come together, as you mentioned, that takes care of a nonprofit like Women's Resource Center?
Well, that's a part of our agency's personal mission that we're big into making sure if we're making money off the community, I want to make sure I'm putting just as much back into it. So we do, and my staff is very supportive of that. And some of them even came to us because they saw what we do in the community and they wanted to be a part of it. And that's important to them to work for a company that does that.
Yeah.
So really, if it's not once a month, it's every other month. We're doing something with the nonprofits in our area, just making sure we're coming alongside them. Trying to think of the most recent ones. We have Ronald McDonald House that's coming up. They have a girls' night. We've got
Yeah.
So we're doing that. The Fostering Together Gulf Coast has a gala coming up. So if we're not going to some of these events, we might be hosting something and trying to give back in those ways. We've meal prepped for Fostering Together Gulf Coast and brought them some meals. There's so many resources and services in the area. And if we could just take them all on, I would. But, but babies and kids are just my real passion.
Sure.
So you'll see us involved in that a lot. They need us to survive, and Women's Resource Center is just one of my babies. I've been involved with them forever. So
for sure. I love that. So if somebody wants to get involved, whether it's volunteering for the 5K or signing up for the 5K or learning more about the Women's Resource Center and wanting to get involved, how can they find out that information?
If you reach out to the Women's Resource Center, there's so many opportunities. We could make something fit. We will plug you in wherever you have the availability. Right now, the 5K coming up, we still, I think, are needing a few sponsors. We definitely want runners to come and just participate and see what the mission is. Come there first, and then we can talk about plugging you in even deeper. But there's different projects, the baby bottle campaign, participating in that, and volunteering to possibly be, if you're in the nursing field, we need any kind of people in medical field to come and volunteer. People that aren't, that maybe are more counselor minded. We are hiring right now too. So there's that. Oh my goodness, there's so many ways. If we just can talk and hear someone's heart, we'll be able to put them in the right spot and make sure that we're putting people to good use.
I love that. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you for what you do for the Women's Resource Center. And obviously people can also find out more at runyourstory.com, which will have the link to sign up, because like I said, September we are highlighting that This Is Life 5K. So we're super pumped to be a part of that. And again, just grateful for what you guys do at the Women's Resource Center.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Laurel, thank you, my friend, and to the Women's Resource Center, thank you so much for all that you do to make our community stronger and better, and just truly support you guys. I'm so thankful for you. They, as Laurel shares, they are led by the fearless Marty, and if you don't know her, I encourage you to get to know her. She will be at This Is Life 5K. She is such a cheerleader for those around her, and I so appreciate her heart for this nonprofit and for what they do, and just so thankful. So guys, definitely go sign up for This Is Life 5K. You're pouring back into our community in such a unique way, and so thankful that we have this nonprofit, this ministry that not only sees the need for the different aspects of family, so for dads and for moms who are pregnant, but also past pregnancy, and also for the students. They are making our community better day in and day out, one step at a time. And so thankful that we can partner, and that is so much of what Run Your Story is that we knew we wanted to be part of this community. We are part of this community, and we wanted to be a voice for nonprofits that sometimes get overlooked. And so we are so thankful that so many of you have been faithful to the Women's Resource Center and to This Is Life 5K. And we're excited in this season where we get to be there more often. We've always in the past had swim meets and other events that we had to be at. And so we are so excited that this is a run that we make sure that we get to be at, because not only is it such a fun event, but the after party really is so fun. And if they give up door prizes the way they did last year, holy smokes, it's amazing. So definitely check them out. If you aren't local and you want to learn more about your local Women's Resource Center, I highly encourage that you do that. And maybe they have a running event as well. But also, if you are local, come out. Let's have some fun. And we would love to see you there at the Women's Resource Center. So absolutely love it. So you can check them out on our homepage, which is runnerstory.com. They are right there at the middle of the page. You can check them out there and learn more about the Women's Resource Center. There's also a link that takes you there and will also take you to sign up for that 5K. There will also be a link in the social media post as well. So thank you again to Marty and to Laurel and to the Women's Resource Center for all that you guys do, and for Laurel for taking the time to sit down with us and to share your heart and passion for This Is Life 5K in the Women's Resource Center. So hope to see you guys on September 28th. It's going to be so fun. And as always, thank you to Mars Hill for believing in the Run Your Story community and believing that our stories matter. They do, and they are so powerful. And this was such a fun and unique thing to do, and we are so appreciative of that. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. We absolutely love you guys. You are phenomenal human beings and some of my favorite people, not just because you give to this podcast, but you pour words of encouragement and you believe in Run Your Story and you believe in this running community. And you guys, you already know, I think that we're the best, that we have the best running community, and it gets said time and time again. So truly thankful for all of you. And to our listeners, you guys are absolutely amazing. Just keep listening to these stories. They matter, and it connects us together one story at a time. And I know that when I'm out running, it's one of the things I think about is all the different stories and how we all have something in common with someone that we're listening to. So, and all of this is made possible by Gaillard Tech Services. He does a phenomenal job of editing the podcast. He also does it for free right now. I would love to one day be able to pay him. And so he does the best that he can with no budget. So truly thankful for him. And so we give him all the shout outs because not only do we believe in him, but his work is amazing. And definitely check out the website, runnerstory.com, because he puts a lot of effort into that, and it really is a good looking website. And if you need a website to look as good as Run Your Story, or if you want a website but you don't know where to start, definitely reach out to Gaillard Tech Services because he can make your vision come true. It's extraordinary what he does. So definitely check him out. He's on social media. He's also online at Gaillard Tech Services. So guys, thank you so much again for listening and for being part of this Run Your Story community. I love you guys tons. Until next time, go run your story because every story needs to be heard.